Evening everyone, and welcome back to another Saturday Night Live here at DT Koi. McAcoy is not here, I ain't got a clue why, but anyway, the show must, oh dear, good state, I'm going wrong way. The show must go on, and yeah, it's another Saturday night, and I am very thankful for everyone tuning in. If you don't mind, give it a thumbs up. We've got 16 watching. If somebody don't mind telling me in the comments how many thumbs up we've got, it is where it'll be very much appreciated. And I shall read out a few comments while I'm getting the next video ready. We've got a Yo-Yo Me Cupcakes. We've got Mark saying evening all. Paul MCC, evening everyone. Scrag, evening all. Twisted One, evening. And basically everyone saying, oh dear, there we go. Good evening, everyone. Hope your weekend is good to now. And then evening all. Well, like I said, I hope, I'll just take that comment off. I hope you've all had a good weekend to press. Mine, I've been cleaning the fish tank, well, the truck tank in house, give that a nice good clean out. It's nice having the grow ones, but they don't have create a lot more mess than normal tropical koi, but it's expected in it because I think I'm sat at 23-ish degrees. So yeah, it's one of them. And like I say, if anybody's got any comments or that they would like to ask me or questions that they want to ask me, then feel free to drop them in the comments below and I'll try and answer them. But I've got a video that I'm going to play to you in a few minutes, and I probably might play it again later on, is how to do scrapes. Obviously, everybody does it differently, but I'm just trying. Somebody reached out to me and asked if I didn't mind playing how to scrape video with spring coming, parasites waking up, obviously with the fish flashing and stuff like that. So a guy just asked me, do you mind putting this video on so it can reach out to a few more people out there in the community? I says, yeah, why not? So yeah, I'm just gonna go into there and I'm gonna play this video. It's about 4 minutes long, but hopefully you can take some experience away from it, or you might already do the same sort of thing. It's just, yeah, it's one of them. Right, here we go.
No jumping, no silly antics, you're on video, very nice.
A bit bigger up in the water, doesn't it?
I'll tell you what, I thought she probably has got to that size now. Hey! Yeah, I'm going to walk that so. Steps nice and tight.
You do realise you're the official measurer now, then?
I'm the fittings. She's a little bit, like she's in the pond, she's a little bit veiny.
That's like part of the reason why I want your hands, just to get a few scrapes.
Right, but just turn around again. What's your tail do? See what the gills look like. Okay, alright. We'll put you upside down. Just still. Let's have a look. Nice and clean. Good colour. Have a look at this gill. Come, good girl. I know you don't like it. No, that's nice and clean, this. It was all a good colour.
Well, she's looking underneath for signs of any sores or stuff like that.
I mean, she's completely clean. She feels nice. There feels no roughness to her scales. Say underneath. A little bit of red there.
Yeah, so we've got some on the shoulders as well, haven't we?
Yeah, I think she's, as you say, you've seen a little bit of flashing.
Yeah, I think there's some parasites in there. So.
Yeah.
I need to try and get a decent picture, right? Oh, you want to do a scrape first?
Yeah. Again, I don't like the use of a glass slide for scraping.
Yeah.
I'd rather use something like this or a credit card. If she jumps, that's going to bend. It's not going to harm her. Just under the gill cover. We're not trying to touch the gill. Just under the gill cover. I might put her upside down if she fights. There we go.
So the whole length of the body, yeah?
Yeah. I like to take a little bit test from under there as well. That's it.
Yeah.
If we struggle to find anything, top of the head, also the ball of the pec muscle is a good place. It's just great. Sometimes you can find parasites in the ball of the pec muscle there. If I put that sample, yeah, Reese's mucus sample. And then what I like to do, I add 2 drops of water to the mucus sample, and I like to thin it out. The extra water enables the parasites to come out of the mucus, and also a large cover slip as well.
Right. Right, just keep my eye on the fish while you're doing that as well.
Yeah, no, I've got my eyes down there as well. There you go, I made up.
Yeah, excellent. You're just working your way through them, yeah, side to side. And
what I do is I go around the outside of the sample first, so I'm following the outside edge of the mucus. What happens is, because we added extra water to the mucus sample and thinned it down, it gives the parasites a chance to come out from the mucus and be in the water surrounding the mucus.
you get more chance of movement, basically, yeah.
Yeah, because something like Costia, you will not see in mucus. You need it to be in the water in between the mucus samples, like the rivers of water you can get in between the mucus sample. That's where you will see something like Costia. Flukes you can see in mucus. You tend to pick up on the hooks of the fluke rather than the body of the fluke.
Yeah, they're quite big anyway, relatively, aren't they? Yeah.
And Trichodina you can make out in the mucus. White spot again you can normally make out, and Chilodenella is better seen if it's out of the mucus.
That's it, yeah.
That's the second one we found on there. We've only done a small part of the slide.
Very lively, that one, isn't it?
Yeah. You can imagine if that's on the fish, it's going to cause irritation.
So yeah, I couldn't remember how long blooming video was then. Yeah, like I say, hopefully you guys found that a little bit interesting, or if certain bits that you didn't know about, hopefully that video showed you the little bit extras you might not have known, or give you that extra little bit. Like I say, everyone scrapes fish differently. Like I said, the guy reached out to me and asked if I wouldn't mind playing that video. So I watched it and I thought, yeah, why not? Like I say, like I did on Gaz's Koi Pond Live on Thursday night. I nearly said a different date then. I've got to, I'm doing a fundraiser, a GoFundMe raiser, because unfortunately, as a few people will know, I unfortunately lost my mum to stage 4 brain tumour. And unfortunately, that's one of the the main reason why it's one of the main reasons why I originally shut my channel down, because I was at a bit of a loss. I wanted to be there for my mum. Other things were going on, but that was the main thing. And then obviously a lot of the YouTube community wanted me to come back, and I thought my mum wouldn't want me to stop doing what I was actually doing. So I thought it's the right time to come back and do the live shows, do videoing. And like I said, it's all for a good cause. It's for brain tumor research. And yeah, I'll if I can, I'll post the link. Is it that one? I'll post the link into the GoFundMe. Like I said, if you would like to donate, it's very much appreciated, because like I said on Gaz's Live, I'll be doing a 17-mile walk from my house to my mum's grave, and it should take me, according to Google Maps, it should take me around 6 hours, but I reckon I'm going to do it in about 7. I'm not a full-on walker, but I don't mind doing, walking places and stuff. So hopefully I can do it in about 6.5 to 7. And like I said, I'll if I just share my screen, share my screen. There we go. So with that one, share. So if I get rid of that, like I said, it's I've already reached my goal, because I wasn't really expecting anybody to donate any money whatsoever. Like I say, it's for the brain tumor research. And speaking to them personally, it costs them to research every day. It costs them £2,495 a day to do research into the brain tumors and try and help find a cure. And like I say, I think personally, speaking to my friends and that it's a great thing to do, and my mum would be proud of what I'm doing. And I think I've just got a little video here of it's only a minute long. So if I put that on big screen, and I think it explains stuff about it, so I'll just play it. Like I said, there's just a little insight into it. Oh dear, this ain't good, is it? So no, that won't. See, everything always goes wrong. Oh, it's still going. Stop. There we go. See, this is the thing. Things always happen. And like I say, I am very thankful because I've just seen this comment up here. IDT, I donated on Thursday when you were on GKP. Thank you very much, Andy. And like I said, any donation is welcome. If it's £1, £2, 50p, whatever, I didn't think personally I would even reach £100 in donations, and I'm thankful to every single one of you that has donated to me. And I shall, like I said on Gazza's Live, I'll probably do a little bit of a blog of when I'm walking. Obviously, I'll be a bit huffed and puffed when I get near the finishing line, but I've got people behind me that that are egging me on to. Oh, nothing playing. Oh, oops. Did you see the actual YouTube video that I just put on, or did you not? Because if not, then oops. Like I say, I don't normally stream my actual screen that way. So I'm normally doing it other bits and pieces. But if you've seen it, or if not, I don't know until after the show. And like I said, there's the blue banner. Oh dear. No. Oh dear. Well, things happen. It was just explaining the different stages of the brain tumor and where it is. Whether it's, I think it's stage 1, 2, are not cancerous, and a treatable. Stage 3 is cancerous but is treatable, and stage 4 is, I could be totally wrong, I'm only thinking off the top of my head, and I think stage 4 can be treatable, but I don't think it's curable. But like I say, I could be wrong on that one. But unfortunately, my mum had the tumour underneath her brain, so unfortunately there were nothing that they could do, and it still upsets me to this day, like it would if anybody lost their parents or somebody very close to them. It's it's when it'll always be a part missing. But I'm doing this to try and help others and to help a charity which probably doesn't get a lot of mentions out there, because I didn't even know this charity existed until unfortunately my mum passed away. And then, like I said, I've reached out to them and told them what happened, and they're 100% behind me and backing me. And like I said, there is a blue banner in the chat, so if anybody does like to come on and talk about Koi, or talk to me, whatever, that's totally fine. I'll see if it will play again just one last time. I'll try and I've got to find the blooming video again because it's jumped back. Right, hang on. So if I just share my screen, yeah, that one, go straight to that one. Hopefully now you'll be able to see this. I'll play it one last time and hopefully you can see it.
Stage is a brain tumor. We call them low grade and high grade. The low grade are usually referred to as type 1 and type 2. The higher grade are referred to as type 3 or type 4. Now, what is the difference between them? Well, with a low grade tumor, they tend to be small and located in one specific region. They are nerve cells which are different. They don't work anymore like nerve cells, but they tend to be small and don't move from within the brain. However, as they develop, these now are referred to as high-grade tumors or malignant tumors. And these start to grow, the cells divide, the tumor is expanding, and it may actually infiltrate into the surrounding nerve cells. And it is the higher grade tumors that are most likely to require surgery and also chemotherapy.
Stop sharing. There we go. There we go. Thank you. I've just seen it. Now it's working. Now I'll just I'll put the link in there again. Like I said, every single little bit is very much appreciated. I know it's more of a Koi channel, but I just thought I'd put it out there. Something that's very close to me, and I just wanted to give something back to them, and also I think my mum would personally be proud of me. And yeah, like I said, if anybody does have any questions for me, whether it's correlated or whatever, you could drop them in the comments. And another person has reached out to me, is doing a Koi roadshow, I think he's called it. The guy's called Stuart. I'm just going to play it. It's only like a 30-second clip. And what I'll do is, if anybody is interested, then if you find me on Facebook, well, if you just email me, then I will sort it out. Like I say, it's only a 46-second video, so I'll play that now. So it's something a little bit different. Like I said, that were a little bit last minute, that video, because it was sent in a different way and I had to edit it and put it into different bits and pieces like that. That's why the last bits are scrolling across rather than just being proper text. But yeah, like I say, it's a great thing that guy's deciding to do. I think he's posted it on a few Facebook pages, but I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, it's one of them. And Dino, I was only going off what he sent to me, and that's all I can do is what somebody sends to me. Then I can put it on Dino. It's one of them. I can only go off the information I've been given, and obviously I've had to edit it a bit last minute to then put it on. So yeah, it's one of them. As what have you guys been up to this week? Have you been up to much, or is it just work? And hopefully, Vince, if you're listening, hopefully you can get that leak in your liner sorted, because my lord, that must be driving. Well, you could see in your video it was driving you mad. I'm hoping that you actually find that leak and sort it pretty quick. Fingers crossed. And like I said, look at it. Look at state of my hair. But you know, it's one of them. and a lot of things to do within a short space of time to then get onto the live. But it's one of them. But yeah, with all the cooler temperatures that the warmer temperature we had, I fed McCoy a little bit of food now and then, as soon as the temperatures have dropped, they've all shoaled together back again at the bottom of the pond. Like I said, with camera I've got, I might have already mentioned it before, but I can watch them when I'm at work, and they're all still active, and they're all still moving around. And I'm gonna have to have a drink. Sorry. That's why it's not so bad if you have somebody on as to help you out. But like I say, if anybody does want to come on as a live guest, then feel free to. Well, I'll put the link in there again. Just 1 second. I'll put it there and I'll paste it in. So like I say, if anybody does want to come on, you're more than welcome to. What's that? Buying Koi, woohoo! Do you want to go on and have a DT first on a live? Come on, Phil. Come on. Come on. I'm on my own here. It's one of them. But yeah, if you want to come on and explain what sort of fish you're buying, so it's still your own, but what sort of fish you are, then yeah, it will be a great, if I can get my words out properly, it'll be great to see what sort of fish you're going for, and what maybe you might be able to give a bit of advice on for other people what sort of fish to look out for, like if it's the bone structure, etc. And yeah, it's one of them. Also, mugs. Don't get me started on the mugs. Because obviously I got Jim's and I got Phil's at Telford Koi Pond, and then I got Gaz's Koi Pond. I give them did 3 mugs, sent them off to them. 2 got delivered at the 3. So then I've had to then speak to where I've got the cups from to then say, hang on, I'm a cup short here. And then but this was 5 days later, so I've given them enough time, and then it turns out after I spoke to them, then the day after, the blooming cup arrives. But it's one of them. They were good enough to, they were good enough to refund me the money. So yeah, it's one of them. They were good enough in that sense. So hopefully, if anybody does want to do a mug swap, then they're more than welcome to send me your mug, and then I don't know why I keep doing hand movements, but because I'm a little bit nervous because I'm doing the show on my own. So it's one of them. What is it? Oh no, I just, like I said, I've been that busy today doing other things and whatever else, and then because then I was expecting a food delivery, so I got food delivery in, put all that away, something quick to eat, get everything sorted out for tonight's live, and then I've gone, oh no. So yeah, it is a bit long. It's due for the trim anyway, so it's all right. It will get trimmed. It's not, it's all right. I'm not in my Sunday best stuff. I'm just in my lovely jumper, and yeah, I just need to look at the state of that. Just need to get that sorted out. Like I said, thank you very much. I've just seen that down there. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'll try and waffle on for another 10 minutes then, Phil, if I can. Phil. But like I say, if anybody else does want to join, then I shall post the link again. Anybody's more than welcome to come on. So it's one of them. But if anybody has anything they want to ask me, or want to ask any of the guests, if anybody does appear on the show, then just drop them in the comments and I'll try and answer them, or should I say ask them and answer them as best as I can. Hopefully we'll have guests on that might have a bit more knowledge than I do. But yeah, if I said about me, well, anyway, if you didn't watch my old channel and you're just tuning into my new channel, my pond is built out of sleepers. It's the sleepers are quarter in the ground, 3/4 above the ground, with an underlay and with a liner. It's 8 foot square, and with the Nexus, it's 2,000 gallon pond, obviously running off a Nexus 200, and it will be on a backy shower again this year. And can't wait. Well, that's another subject. I can't thank Gaz enough for his Grow and Show event that he put on last Sunday. Yeah, last Sunday, because that was just an amazing show where with you guys that always come back week in, week out on his live or anybody's live, and it's nice to put a name to the face. And it was a great event that he put on, and I realistically, I could have picked any one of them shows because they were all good quality shows. But I had to pick one that was slightly different to the two that I've already got, and just let you lot wait until I do a video of my Deutsch shower that I'll be bringing home hopefully very soon. Wow, that is just amazing. What were it? It were, I think it were someone were at the Grow and Show, and they were like, "Oh, I like that fish in that tank. How much is it?" And it actually happened to be my Deutsch shower. So a lot of other people are interested in it. And yeah, I just can't wait to get it in my pond. Please let the temperatures warm up. Like I said, I wish I was heated, but the way electric bills are going, there's no chance that's going to happen. But, you never know. I might actually try and do other things next year, this year, to maybe insulate the pond a little bit more and keep the temperature up just a little bit, because last time I checked it was down at 4 degrees, which isn't too bad for this time of year. But it was last week, it was 10 degrees, so it's dropped quite a bit. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to have a drink because my mouth's getting a little bit dry with all the talking. But for the ones that wasn't in, because I think there were only like 17 watching, I'll just play that how to scrape a koi again. Taking a scrape. So then if people haven't watched it, then they can watch it, and hopefully it might help someone out there, or it might not. But yeah, I'm just ruffling on.
No jumping, no silly antics, you're on video, play nice.
They look bigger up in the water, don't they?
I'll tell you what, I think she probably has got to that size now. Hey! Yeah, I'm going to walk that itself. Steps nice and tight.
You do realise you're the official measurer now, then?
I'm the feeling she's a little bit, like you said in the pond, she's a little bit veiny.
That's like part of the reason why I want your hands, just to get a few scrapes.
Right, just turn around again. What's your tail go? See what the gills look like. Okay, alright. I'll put you upside down. Just still, let's have a look. Nice and clean. Good colour. Let me have a look at this gill. Come on, good girl. I know you don't like it. No, that's nice and clean, this. The gills are all a good colour.
So she's looking underneath for signs of any sores or stuff like that.
I mean, she's completely clean. She feels nice. There feels no roughness to her scales. I say underneath. A little bit of red there.
Yeah, so we've got some on the shoulders as well, haven't we?
Yeah, I think she's, as you say, you've seen a little bit of flashing.
Yeah, I think there's some parasites in there. So.
Yeah.
I need to try and get a decent picture, right? Oh, you want to do a scrape first?
Yeah. Again, I don't like the use of a glass slide for scraping.
Yeah.
I'd rather use something like this or a credit card. If she jumps, that's going to bend. It's not going to harm her. Just under the gill cover. We're not trying to touch the gill. Just under the gill cover. I might put her upside down if she fights. There we go.
So the whole length of the body, yeah?
Yeah. I like to take a little bit just from under there as well. That's it. If we struggle to find anything, top of the head, also the ball of the pec muscle is a good place. It's just great. Sometimes you can find parasites in the ball of the pec muscle there. If I put that sample, Reese's mucus sample. And then what I like to do, I add 2 drops of water to the mucus sample, and I like to thin it out. The extra water enables the parasites to come out of the mucus, and also a large cover slip as well.
Right. Well, just keep my eye on the fish while you're doing that as well.
Yeah, no, I've got my eyes down there as well. There you go, I made that.
Yeah, excellent. You're just working your way through them, side to side. And
what I do is I go around the outside of the sample first, so I'm following the outside edge of the mucus. What happens is, because we added extra water to the mucus sample and thinned it down, it gives the parasites a chance to come out from the mucus and be in the water surrounding the mucus.
you get more chance of movement, basically,
Yeah, because something like Costia, you will not see in mucus. You need it to be in the water in between the mucus samples, like the rivers of water you can get in between the mucus sample. That's where you will see something like Costia. Flukes you can see in mucus. You tend to pick up on the hooks of the fluke rather than the body of the fluke.
Yeah, they're quite big anyway, relatively, aren't they?
And Trichodina you can make out in the mucus. White spot again you can normally make out, and Chiladenella is better seen if it's out of the mucus.
That's it, yeah.
That's the second one we found on there. We've only done a small part of the slide.
Very lively, that one, isn't it?
Yeah. You can imagine if that's on the fish, it's going to cause irritation.
Right, finally, thank you. It's finally come off. It's a bit of a struggle when you're on your own, but I power on through because you've got to, haven't you? I've got to bring something to you guys on a weekend because there's naff all on TV.
You're right. You're doing a grand job, Dave.
So, is there what sort of fish have you gone for? Can you tell us? Or
yeah, absolutely. So I was very kindly invited by Glyn. I think everybody knows him as Mad Dog, to go around his place and have a look at his ponds and bits and pieces. And on the back of that, he took me down to one of our local dealers called Walker Koi. I've seen him at the shows, but I've never been to his place before. And yeah, very, very impressed. He had some very nice fish there. It was difficult to pick, to be honest. I think he bowled me about. I bowled about 10 in the end. Got it down to 6. Got it down to 3, and ended up buying 2. So to cut a long story short, I've bought a very nice a Fuji shower. I've got a bit of shower envy because I keep watching AMC's videos and looking at their showers, and I think one day I'll have one of them sort of things. So I've bought myself a decent shower and also a really, really nice Achieva as well. And it's got absolutely fantastic reticulation on the scale. So yeah, I'm really, really pleased with those. So yeah, that's why I'm so late in the filter house. That's why I'm so mucky. I've been out most of the day, so I've just got back and do all my normal Saturday morning jobs at Saturday night.
Well, it's one of them, innit? You get that busy, like I've done. I've gone, oh crap! It's like 6:30. Right, I've got to do this. I've got to do that. I've got to be live at 8. Oh my lord! That's why it's been a little bit last minute, but I've managed to just hopefully pull enough together. And like I said, have you seen my little short video of my Deutsch shower?
Yep.
That has come on leaps and bounds. As that, it's like it's put on about 6 to 8 cm.
Yeah,
it's just amazing. Even Cordelia went, I should have sold you that at a lot more price than what you paid for it.
Yeah. Well, I must admit, I was looking at everybody's seen these mango karashigoi that are for sale at the minute.
Yeah.
Rob had some of those, but he Mad Dog bought one about 8 weeks ago, and he's been keeping it in a fish tank in his hallway, his entranceway, heated fish tank. So I looked at the stock that it had come from, which is probably about, I don't know, what's that, 10 centimeters, something like that. and
Yeah.
went back and saw his, and it must be about 3 times the size. It's just absolutely amazing how fish grow with the right food and the right heat. So
Well, as long as you get that environment right, then
yeah,
the growth
yeah.
speaks for itself, doesn't it?
Absolutely, and I think you've hit the nail on the head there. It is all about the environment.
Yeah.
I've put a few videos out recently about the new RO system that I've bought. I just saw the question there from
Yeah,
ANC
I was about to bring that up.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's ideally I wouldn't have to do anything and life would be dandy. But unfortunately, our water is absolutely chronic. I think we've got some of the hardest water in the UK, and the lime scale. Honest to God, you've never seen nothing like it. My good lady, I think she spends half her life cleaning all the taps and the showers and things like that. It really is horrendous. My TDS last summer went up to 620, which is just, I don't even know if it's legal to drink, to be honest with you. So I got in touch with Andy Finch, and took the bit the bullet. Andy designed me an RO system, came and fitted it. Not the cheapest thing in the world, but the best money probably I've ever spent. With about 8 weeks, my TDS had gone down from in the 400s to in the 200s. A couple of weeks after, it had just broken down into the hundreds, and it's sitting at 130 now, 130 parts per million. My pH is softer, so it's gone from 8 to 7.4, and it's holding at 7.4. KH is holding steady at about 6. So it's, as I say, it's hopefully people won't need them, but it's made a huge difference to my pond.
I don't really know much about RO systems or how they work, but I don't test for TDS neither. It's something I might look into, but then I don't want to be. I'd rather just go out there, enjoy my koi, film them, rather than personally trying to chase numbers. If you know what I mean. But with you,
I do absolutely, absolutely agree. But the thing that triggered me off having to do this basically was I was spending a decent amount of money on fish. And the most expensive fish I bought, which was an absolutely beautiful Gashiki last year, it went from being one of the best fish in the pond by far. It lost all its Benny literally overnight. I would say overnight, within about 2 weeks. It went from a beautiful Goshki, and if you look at it now, you could almost think it was a Sorogoi. And try to eliminate everything. Water parameters were perfect, and the only thing that was high, or the only thing that was out of step, was the TDS. And speaking to a lot of other people sort of in our surrounding area, they've all had similar things, and they've all gone down the RO route, and they all recommended it. So, I mean, time will tell. It could end up being the biggest waste of money I've ever spent, but I have faith. And as I say, today I bought one fish last April. I couldn't bring myself to buy any more fish last year because I thought, well, if I do, what's going to happen? So I'm on the fish hunt again now. So hopefully this will be the start of something new.
And then Scrag68 says Mad Dog has done a fantastic job on his pond and setup. What do you think, Phil, with a face?
Cracking, absolutely cracking. The one thing I'm not here to plug my video, but I have just put another video out of my trip to Mad Dogs today. But the thing that you can't get on video is just how big things are. I know everybody says it. Well, that's what I keep telling my wife anyway. But anyway, going to look at his garden is bigger than it looks, but also the ponds are bigger than they look. And the two he's built in his fish house, absolutely cracking. They really are. I mean, they're about chest high on me. So that they're a good depth, a good size, and he's got some real good plans for what he's going to do in the future. I mean, he bought fish today. You can't go into a fish shop without buying fish. So we come away with about 10, I think, today from Rob Walker. So yeah, he's got good plans.
It's the exact same. It's every time you go to your koi deal, I just need some koi food. You don't just come back home with koi food. You end up buying a koi, you buy something else. But I keep going to my local deal. I'll just do it. I'll just do this. Oh, I just need that. And then I end up buying. That's why I'm tending to try and stay away from my dealer at the minute, because I'll end up buying another koi. But at some point, I will have to, because 11, I can't stand it's an odd number. I've got to make it 12. So I've got 3 showers coming. So it's not a shower. it's going to have to be something that I ain't already got in my pond.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I agree. I mean, as I say, I do squirrel a bit of money away each month if I can and put it in my koi fund sort of thing to buy new fish. But I hadn't bought anything since April, so I've got quite a healthy koi fund that was burning a hole in my pocket. And I thought, well, if I don't hurry up and spend this on koi soon, my wife will find something else for me to spend it on that's not koi related. So I thought I'm going to start getting rid of some of this before she finds out. So there you go.
Like I said, with that, with Andy Finch, I can't remember who. Somebody a few years ago says, "Oh, if you speak to Andy Finch, even if you don't buy out, you speak to him, the amount of knowledge that he does have, the filters that I bought that are ready for changing anyway." I spoke to him. He says, "Right, what's your water? This, and this." He says, "Right, well, you can either have the budget range of your 3-stage, mid-range, or top-up range, whichever you want." And then ask you, is it just chlorine, or have you got chlorine, chloramines, and just gives you the best that you can.
Yeah. Well, that's it. It was like the carbon. Obviously, most people have got a big blue, and I just thought, buy a big blue, put some carbon in, and happy days. But then you suddenly realise there's about 10 different sorts of carbon, and they all do different jobs and what have you. And I was a little bit bemused, to be honest with you. And Andy said, "Well, just send me. Have you got a recent water report? Send me a recent water report down." So I did, and he sent me the right sack of stuff. And you think, not everybody would do that.
No, but as soon as you start talking to him, then he's at about, "Well, do you want these filters or do you want them?" You're like, "Well, I thought there were only one sort of filter you could buy." No, there's this carbon that you like you just said. You go, I don't even know, mate.
I'll be the first to admit I used to be one of these that went on eBay, and as long as it was the right make, I used to buy them 3 canisters, and that was it, without really giving it much thought. But yeah, the more you get into it, I suppose it's what you want at the hobby, isn't it? The other thing is how much time you got in your hands, because I spend far too much time researching things and thinking about things. But that's part of my enjoyment with the hobby. It's not just looking at the fish in the pond. It's all sorts of things that fit in with it. So it is what it is. But it's huge. Trouble is, it's huge. You're getting into chemistry and physics and all sorts of weird things. And unless you've got a PhD in bloody science fiction or microbiology, it all goes out of my head. But all I need to Andy will say you've got a choice of A, B, and C, and I recommend B. So I'll have that. Thank you very much.
Yeah, well, that's what I do, because we're doing these shows now. I have the odd few people that reach out to me, and like I said, some of the stuff they tell me, I'm like, I take some of it in, but some of it you're just like, your mind just can't process it as quick as it's coming at you. You're like, wow.
Yeah. Well, it's like being at this koi place today. Rob's been involved with koi, buying koi, selling koi, owning koi for about 40 years, which I didn't realise till today. But he has Christmas cards off the koi dealers in Japan. That's how sort of known he is out there, sort of thing. And the stories he was telling was absolutely amazing. Nice black.
It's sometimes like I did that video where the guy's showing off the different koi dealers, some of the different koi dealers in the UK and koi breeders, and trying to get events going and getting other names out there that might not always be out there, and they're doing their own little things here and there. It was just a nice thing that he asked me to put on. I said, by all means, I'll put it on if I got a chance. Luckily, I'm on my own, so I've got enough time to put it on. And like I say, I think he's doing cute. I can't say the name right. Kitsuri Koi, or however you say it. Mark's Country Koi, Cuttlebrook Koi, Adam Bayer, and I think there's 1 or 2 more. I think that are on there. But I can't wait to actually go to Adam Bayer's, because that'll be one amazing day. Will that?
Yeah. It's great that the smaller sort of dealers are starting to get out there, and they're the ones that are really trying and pushing on social media and stuff, because we all know who the big boys are in the koi game, and they're fantastic at the end of the day. They do a really good job. The selection is brilliant. They've got the best pick of koi, but some of these smaller breeders, it's particularly if you're doing koi on a budget, they can give you a cracking buy on some fish, because they're buying odd 1s or 2s rather than 20, 30, 40, 50 at a time, and it's they can, without the overhead, they can obviously pass that little bit of a saving on. So it's worth going.
And then that West Brom koi says top bloke Rob with a is like that, and then I don't get this comment, but he's just put fail an exclamation mark.
Sam!
It must be something between you two, and I've just got lost in the middle.
Nah, so Sam lives in the outer reaches of nowhere up north in Scotland somewhere, but he's coming down 2 weeks. I think you're coming down, Sam. So yeah, Sam's coming down, and there's a few visits he's going to do, and we're going to he's going to come around and have a look at the pond and meet up and say hello. So I'm looking forward to that.
I'm hoping to get to a few different places this year. There's one that I'm in talks with at the minute, but we've had to sell our old car because it was going to cost, what it's like. If your car's going to cost too much to repair than what it's worth, you have to get rid of it. So I had to do that without a car for like 3 or 4 days to then get a different car. So everything else has gone out the window, but I did have things in place to go and see someone else that I'm going to video. So I've had to rearrange that. Then I was going to get something ready for tonight's live, but then I had a flooding kitchen, so then I couldn't do that. So I've had to So it's just been a bad week here.
Yeah.
And then you had to call out a plumber. Oh, I'm sorry, but I can't be there within an hour. It's like, well, my phone's blooming wet through, mate. Sorry, I'll be there in an hour. Cheers.
No, it's life getting in the way, isn't it? It's a bit like work getting in the way. I'd have far more fun in the cord, playing with my cord than I would being at work. But unfortunately, you've got to pay the bills, haven't you?
Yeah, especially the way I don't know how you're still eating. What do you say? You eat it to 16 or 18? Is it? I think you said on one of your videos. I can't remember.
Well, this year I was absolutely determined I was going to do a proper winter and bring the temperature right down. So I had it all planned what I was going to do and how quick and whatever. And I got down to 14, and that's where it stayed. I couldn't bring myself to bring it down any lower. And then I started seeing all the problems people were having with the fish in the cold temperatures. And so I've left it at 14. So it'll stay there now until probably April. And then I'll start ramping it up again. The advantage I've got there, and I know this is really naughty, but the advantage I've got is I work from home, Claire works from home, our son works from home, and with the heating on every day, 3 laptops, 3 mobile phones, everything plugged in, blah blah blah. You can't really tell how much the pond's heaters is costing, so it all gets mixed up with the household bills. So that's how I'm getting away with it at the minute.
Oh, I was going to say, come on then, tell me how much your ponds, and then you've already blown it. Oh my lord!
No, I refuse to put one of those meters on the electric draw for the pond because at the end of the day, Dave, it's my hobby. I don't drink, I don't play golf, I don't go watch the football. So if it costs me, as much as that, then I'm not losing out, am I? No. And if I don't know how much it's costing me, that's even better.
Well, I think. When we have everything off, I don't know if we just pay one standard rate, and when everything's off, obviously, tropical tanks on, ponds on, fridge freezer, obviously things are on standby. It works out about 40p an hour. So realistically, it's not too bad. But I've only got 2 air pumps running, and my main pump at 42 or 44 watts. So it's not really costing me too much to run my pond until I get the backy shower going.
Well, Claire, I'll be really honest, and Claire looks after all the finances in our house. She does all the bills and all the paying and everything. And funnily enough, we had Aid round earlier from Aid's koi pond. I'd lent him my quarantine tank while we were doing his pond rebuild, and he brought it back today. And I don't know what they were talking about, but I came into the kitchen. They were talking about electric bills and things and pieces like that. And Claire was saying that is only about sort of 70 quid more now this time this year than it was this time last year. So don't know.
It's all right for some. I've had mine in the last month go up twice, so I've had to ring them up and say, hang on a minute, you swapped us and then you're making us pay like an extra £200 more a month. I'm sorry, I can't afford that. And then they've sorted it all out. So just
hopefully it's going to come down, isn't it? Or at least it's not going to rise again. Haven't the government said today or yesterday that the April rise isn't going to happen anymore? They're going to keep it where it is. So
I don't know. Fingers crossed it don't go up anymore, because it's got to be, other than obviously, I'm just trying to put it into the koi pond thing. It's like not knowing whether your fish are going to have the parasites or not. It's the same with gas and electric, isn't it? You don't know what the price is going to be or not. It's a bit,
No.
like I said, I don't really watch the news, so I don't really know whether it's going to go up state same. I hope it don't go up anymore because.
Well, bottom line is that the rate of inflation's come down, so at least we're on a downward path now. So hopefully, how it manifests itself for me is if while I'm paying for heating, what I could be paying for coin. That's the thing that really annoys me. But the coin that I've already got are happy and healthy, and that's all I want at the minute.
Well, if you would suggest a koi to me that I don't already have, what sort of variety of koi would you sort of recommend ish to me? I know it's a bit of an hard choice, but I just thought I thought of a question off the top of my head then, and I thought to see what you might have thoughts were.
Well, what I'm really sort of into, the ideal is to get one of everything. I think that's what a lot of people try and do. And we've all got our favourites. But something I saw today that is probably the best example I've ever seen, but I didn't buy it, was lemon harawaki. So it's not a fish I've ever been overly keen on, but the one I saw today was absolutely magnificent. It was as yellow and as white as snow, and it looked absolutely beautiful.
I used to have one of them in my pond, but it was from garden centre, and unfortunately, I did lose it. And it's something that I last liked because she named it Butters. Of all the names you could think of, Butters. I said, why Butters? Well, because it's yellow, but I don't want to call it lemon, so I'll just call it Butters. Oh, okay then. But unfortunately, when you started off pond, and obviously as you get more into the hobby, you work out why. And I think I might have been going through new pond syndrome at the time, and that's maybe why I lost it. I don't 100% know, but
yeah,
it's one of them. It might have just been down to genetics or that bit of both. I don't know.
Mm.
And then somebody's put a lemon hair wacky, Dave, because obviously my hair's a bit long. I do need to go to barbers, but I'm working long hours. I just can't be bothered. Just trying to blooming pay for everything else. It's just Then you get home like doing 10-hour shifts. You're like, I don't want to do all, but I need to because I'm starting to look a little bit on the street look. Nah.
Or I tend to find is if you don't try and do a few jobs in the week, by the time it comes to the weekend, Claire's got this great long list of things for me to have to do, and by the time I've worked my way through all them things, the weekend's gone and I'm back at work again. So,
well, the thing is, I could mention certain stuff, but my partner's at home this weekend, so I'm trying to keep on the nice side. But yeah, generally, it's one of them. You just do what you can do during the week, but you can't really do too much pond stuff because when I get home, I have about an hour before it starts getting dark, and you have to put light on. It's just a bit of a pain. I just can't wait until we get longer days, temperatures start rising, and everyone will be just a little bit happier.
Yeah.
Like I say,
just seen ANC's comment there. Can't believe how much money we've spent on the pond already this year. The season hasn't even started. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. It's I get so bored during the winter months, and then once Christmas is over, it seems forever before anything actually happens.
Yeah.
Although the good news is obviously it's the start of the Grand Prix season tomorrow, so that'll be something for me to watch tomorrow. Happy days. But yeah, you start doing like pond. I find the pond jobs start happening earlier, sort of thing, and I'm getting ready for spring now, earlier than I would normally. The only thing I won't do is take the covers off.
Yeah, but this year I haven't actually put covers on. I thought about it, and I thought I'm going to see if I can do the more natural winter and just see if there's much difference. But to be honest, my fish are still being a little bit active. Obviously, they're sulking because temperatures have dropped, but other than that, they all seem happier. And I can watch them on the camera at any point in time. Then I ain't got to try and take covers off and look. And if there's more of something I have to attend to, I've got it straight away on my phone if I'm not, not at home.
Yeah.
And then there we go. There's a question here that you may be able to answer. Phil, are you having to? Well, sorry, it isn't a question. It's to you. Are you having to add KH and GH buffers with the RO system?
At the moment, touching wood while I'm saying this, no. So as I say, my TDS has come down, and I'm at 130 this morning. I think it's just dropped. It's down to 130. It's been sort of steady at 140. It dropped to 130. But my KH, no. I mean, it used to be naturally out the tap. It's about 8, and it has come down to about 4.5, but it hasn't got any lower than 4.5. And as I say, my pH is only gone down to 7.4 from 8, and it's been stable at that now for weeks. I test my KH at least once a week, because obviously that is a known thing that can happen, and I have got a bag of KH buffer just in case I need to throw some in. But at the moment, now, to be honest, it's I can't say anything bad about what it is. No, I'm touching wood like mad here because I don't want anything to happen. But no. But definitely, if you're thinking of going down the RR route, you've got to watch your KH and GH more than you probably would normally.
Yeah, and then there's Devon Coyp on here because he hasn't been very active on the YouTube at minutes. Says IDT, add to all, made it in tonight, still very unwell. Leave it to Dave to say for now what's been up and why I've been away, but all the clear on the cancer, should be in an op, have an op and back soon. Well, I was talking to him. I can't remember what about, but then he says I'm unwell, and I says, you know, what's going on? You know, because we all talk to one another, and he says, you know, he's not able to do, I think, things that he normally does, because I think it would always having pains and stuff, and he was getting a little bit worried. And I said, well, if you always want to talk about whatever, feel free to reach out to me. And we'll talk on that. And unfortunately, we're thinking that it might be the awful C word.
Yeah.
But like he's just put there, it ain't the C word. So, like I say, he should be going for an op soon. And then it'll be back on YouTube a little bit more. So, like I say, until it sort of dropped me in it then, because I didn't want to say out because it was for him to say, but it just allowed me to do it.
Yeah.
But he's hopefully going to have that op soon and have a speedy recovery. And like I say, get well soon, mate. And
absolutely,
it'll be good to see you back on YouTube.
Yeah.
And hopefully it could do me another sign, because I haven't got it up no more because it keeps dropping down.
Do you know what I need? Just be very selfish. That was my first thought. Oh no, I need some more signs doing.
Yeah.
I think everybody has had a sign off Martin.
Oh, like I said, I need a second one. That one, I don't know if it was his first sign, but it was one of the first, and it was just that good. I don't want to put it in my pond. It's just, it looks too good to grow in my pond, but I'm going to have to ask him eventually to get another one made so I could stick the other one on the pond. I've got one inside and one on pond.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I say, before he does go, if anybody does have any questions that they want to ask him, drop in the comments before he shoots off and continues his list that his wife's left him.
Definitely tomorrow, folks. So got to try and get it all done before the Grand Prix starts. So happy days.
Well, that's what Busy Bee just put a comment up there. Formula One. I watch it now and again on Channel 4, but if it's too late on a night, no chance.
Nah.
And then, like Carlos says, then I lost my mum to cancer. It's a worrying situation to be in. It's worth getting checked. It certainly is, Carlos, because like I say, I won't keep bringing it up, but I lost my mum to a brain tumor, which was stage 4 cancer, and it's not the nicest. That's why I say C's an awful word, and that's why I'm raising funds and doing a 17-mile walk from my house to my mum's grave. And yeah, it's not going to be an easy road, but it's something that I know she'll be pushing me. If I'm like getting a bit tired, I'll just feel that little bit of force to keep on pushing through. And like I say, you know, I set £100 as a donation. Probably not going to reach it, but I thought £100, you know, with everything that's going on, people can't really afford to donate money, and I wasn't expecting it. So I thought £100 might get it, might not, but I've already smashed that target in 2 days.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
just a
people
great
will always find money for a good cause, Dave. You know, when it's a truly worthy good cause, people will always be prepared to help out. You're doing a grand
Yeah.
job, mate.
Well, I did ultra white collar boxing, which were for cancer research a few years ago. That were up there with like, oh, I don't really do boxing. I'm not really a fighting person, but it was for a great cause. And when I'm getting into it, the other guy, you know, toing and throwing with boxing as it is, and didn't even last a round. Neither of us. Referee just go like, well, he's won. Like, what? So I lost the one fight I had but the referee were being funny all night with everyone, and then none of them went through to the second round other than one. So it's for charity. Just let you know, maybe a few rules may have been broken, but it's for charity. You've got to have a bit of a laugh along the way, haven't you? But
Absolutely. Imagine how I'd have gone on. I wouldn't even know how to lace up the gloves. I'd probably put the gloves on backwards. Jeez.
You'll be getting your wife to say, "I know you're a camera lady, but can you do these gloves? I'm a bit stuck. Help me."
Yeah, and at that point, Claire would have said, "Oh, for God's sake, give on me." Yeah, she'd have put them on and she'd have gone in the ring herself. Probably done a better job.
But it like I say, any decent cause, you know, it's worth doing. I didn't even know there were brain tumor research that existed until, unfortunately, like I said earlier, till my mum passed away. And it costs, I don't know what it costs other charities because I'm only speaking to them. It costs them near enough £2,495 a day to do research, which I didn't even know. And that's a lot of money to do a lot of research. And I don't think, you know, there's enough research done out there, but there's only so much people can help, isn't there? So doing stuff like this would help charities just that extra little bit more.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then, Jigsy just go on, sorry.
No, go on, here you go.
And then Jigs just put DT, call out Tyson Fury. No chance. I'll be on the floor within about 2 seconds. I don't want to fight you. I give up. Oh God.
No.
Yeah, like I say, I don't think anyone's got any questions. I don't think for you, unfortunately. Just everyone's interested in your RO system, so it'll be one to probably watch when you've had it a little while to see what happens. Because like I say, I've never had one, so I don't know how they work. Or is it where you have to change the filters every 3 months, 6 months? I don't know.
Well, that's it. It depends how hard you run them at the end of the day, because all they are really is sort of a glorified version of what you've got for your tap water coming in. You know, your anti-chloride. It works on the same principle, really. But the route I've gone down is instead of the my tap water still goes through a Big Blue like everybody else in a 3-stage via. So there's no change on that front. But what my RO is doing is actually taking water out of the pond, putting it through the RO and putting it back in the pond. So the only waste that's going down the drain out of that is like really crap water with. So I measured the TDS coming out back from the pond back into the pond, and it's 6 parts per million. I measured the TDS going down the waste, and it's 800 and something.
Wow!
So that's how much crap it's taking out. But yeah, it's gonna. I only run it for half an hour every 4 hours, so it really is not on that much. So it'll be interesting to see where it is in 3 months' time, 6 months' time, and obviously I'll keep posting. But yeah,
well, I think that's what everyone will always be asking. That's why I just thought I'd try and get a cheeky question in before you put the video out later in the year, so you've got something.
No, you carry on.
Video.
Yeah.
And then Jigs has just put to you, what about pond clay, Phil? Can you still use them if there's any point?
To be honest, in the very, very early days, I used to put clay in every week. But I haven't used clay in the pond for ages and ages, because what I'd rather do, if I'm honest with you, if I'm trying to give the fish extra minerals and things like that, I put in the food.
Yeah.
Because like things like Mediclay, I think there's others out there as well. You can actually mix it with the food if you want, and just put it in the food, and obviously they're ingesting it straight away. Then, whereas if you just put it in the water, they're going to absorb a certain amount through their skin and things. But it's not as it's like taking a vitamin tablet. You're taking a vitamin tablet every morning. But just rub one on your arm for an hour and see which one does you the best. The best thing, sort of thing. So
And then Phil G's Goipon says, evening all. Phil, how's the shower and Achiever settling in?
Well, they haven't come yet. I bought them today, but my quarantine system was being lent out, so it didn't come back till this afternoon. So I've got to get it all set up tomorrow, and then I'm going to go and pick them up next weekend. So I'll let you know.
There you go. So he's giving you a little bit of insight, but he don't want to give too much away. I tried getting him to do a first on DT, but you know, he give a little bit, but not too much. You know, you've just got to. I've got to try and push to try and get that extra little bit out of people. You know, come on.
Absolutely. I'm not trying to hold anything back. If you want to know anything, I'll tell you. I've just got nothing to tell you at the minute because they ain't here.
And I bet you haven't got that Muggets idea that I sent you, have you?
Do you know what? I was gonna do this from the fish house, but it was really noisy in there because the RO was actually going at the time, and I got the covers off, and I was going to sit there holding my DT mug. But no, it'll make an appearance on the next video. I've got 2, so thank you very much for that. It was appreciated.
I didn't get it. Like I said, I bought 3 mugs from the same site. They were all paid for within, say, 15, 20 minutes of one another. And Gaz's Koi Pond didn't receive his. You got yours. Jim got his, and Gaz didn't receive his. I'm like, what's going on? You got yours the day after Jim, and I thought, oh, Gaz would have got his. So I asked him, have you got your mug? No, I ain't got nothing. So I had to reach out to them for them to say, oh, well, it's not delivered. We'll do this and do that. And thankfully, they managed to send a little bit of money back to me for the inconvenience. So it's one of them. I just like the mugs. It's the same. Mine got smashed when I washed it, and it just cracked. But I bought it, and it were because I can't have a small one. I have to have a biggish one, and it just broke on me. I'm like, no, but it happens, doesn't it? And then,
absolutely, yeah.
And ANC were asking, when's the walk? The walk is on the 26th of March this month. Well, what I'm saying, March 26th of this month is when I'm doing it. Whether it's sun, rain, shine, snow, it's still going to be done. So yeah, I'm hoping it don't snow because that'll make it about a 12-hour walk trying to go through snow, and I might have a bit of black feet when I get there. But you know, I've set a date for myself, and I'm hoping the weather's on the right side. But if it's not, it's not.
The sun always shines on the righteous, Dave, so you'll be all right, mate.
Oh, we'll see. Hopefully I can blog bits and pieces, but I don't think you want to be listening to a guy puffed out halfway there. Like, I'm still going. I would do a bit of a live. I don't think a lot of people would watch it, to be fair, so I'll just do it as a video, and then people can watch it at their leisure then. So I don't know how the YouTube live bit works. I've always done it through StreamYard, so... And it's not the easiest thing to do, trying to run the show and do this, look at comments. That's why it's nice to have a guest on, so I can relax a little bit, look at a few comments like, well, you're talking, and it's still quite hard, but I'm getting there. I think I'm 8 shows in, which is better than what my first one were on a Tuesday.
Oh, you're doing a grand job, mate. I'll take my hat off to you. I couldn't do it. I wouldn't entertain doing the live. I can't multitask at the best of times, so... trying to read things and organise things and play videos and talk to people at the same time. Yeah, we ain't got a chance. So I know my limits, mate. I'll leave it safely in your hands. I'll just pop on every now and then to say hello.
Well, it's just nice to, because everyone wanted me to come back at it. It was just a thought to say, well, no one's doing it anymore. So why not give something back to people that have said, you need to come back, we miss you. So I just thought, yeah, why not just give it a go? I've had a quick bash at it. Why not, and just continue it? And obviously over time, hopefully, fingers crossed, I do get better. So hopefully I am getting a little bit better. I'm still a bit nervous, but I'm trying to get rid of the nerves. But it'll get there.
Yeah. The hard thing, in my opinion, is just finding something new to talk about because, with all the koi forums we've got these days, with all the videos, and people ask. There's only so many questions you can ask at the end of the day, isn't there? So it's.
Well, I'll give a little bit of a spoiler, but not too much. There was something that somebody put on when that video came on and asked a certain question, and I'm in talks with someone to answer that question, and that's the one where I missed the call when my house was flooding. So that's one that's coming for the live, especially for the live, when I can rearrange it. And that would be a good one. But I'm not going to say who it's with or what it's about. Just it's something you've got to come back to tune in for.
Well,
Because
there you go,
otherwise,
folks.
there's no point me saying it, is there?
You heard it here first. I'm going to talk about something with somebody at some time for some reason.
But
and then
it's,
I'll tell you what
it's someone that everybody should know who it is.
Right.
And all I want to say is he does a live every week. So you get a sort of hint, and that's all the hint you're going to get. So it could be a few possibilities.
Yeah,
But
well,
that's all I'm going to say.
say hello to Gaz for me, won't you?
Well, if he wants to, he can. I'll put the link back in again. Not like he don't know because he has his own show. But yeah, if you're still on, Gaz, then you're more than welcome to jump on, or anybody else for that matter. The link is. I've just posted it. If you want to come on, because like I say, I normally do it for an hour and a half. So we're getting about. Well, we're in an hour and 12 or thereabouts. So if somebody don't come on, then we'll sort of wrap the show up about 9:15. So then people can watch whatever, and I'm not just waffling on about waffle. It's
So
one of them.
just one question for me then, Dave. What's next on your sort of koi calendar? What you're doing? What your plans?
Is I'm hoping to get to the Great British Koi Show in Newark this year. I'm going to Gaz's Adam Bayer Koi trip. That like I said, I can't wait for that. That's written on calendar. I'm just buzzing about that, and maybe get another 2 fish possibly. And I don't think there'll be much more, but you never know. If something comes up at the right price, I may end up with a quarantine tank. I may end up with another pond. So I'm saying this, well, she's out. She's not listening. But you never know. If something comes up at the right price, you can't say no. And
No, absolutely, and it's really sad that a lot of people are closing down their ponds still at the minute. But you know, those fish have got to go somewhere, and if somebody can rehome them, then you know that's a good thing.
It is such a shame. Like one of the I'll put this bit of advice out there, not like us YouTubers may know, may not know, but if people can go from a normal standard pump to a VariFlow pump, I know it's a big expense at first, but the amount of electricity that you're saving longer term, it's actually beneficial to put that extra bit of money in to start off with, to then you see that, especially where the energy crisis is, it's saving me probably, I don't know, 50, 60 quid a month by running a VariFlow pump rather than a standard 10,000 pump that runs at 200 watts. It's a big difference, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, those plug-in things that you can turn your wattage down on. I don't know what they're called. Anyway, I went out and bought one of them because everybody else seemed to be buying them and saying they were really, really good. So I went and bought one just to try it, and it seems to work. You know, I've got it running on the pump on my RO system now. Seems to work, and it's not affecting the flows or anything. So, yeah, seems like a good idea.
The thing for me is we don't know what to do long term, but if people don't test it, because I think they're originally for like fans out there, like a cooling fan or something like that, aren't they? I believe.
Yes, VariSpeed switch. Thank you, Jamie.
There we go.
Yeah, well, it was Jamie. I think Jamie was the first person I saw that was actually using one, and I think he was using it on his air pump. Yeah, I thought, well, I couldn't really get my head around how it was working because surely a motor runs at a certain wattage, and that's how it is. But yeah, you know, I bought one to try it. I've got it on my pump running on it, and the flow rate from full whack without the VariSwitch on to running with a VariSwitch on turned down to, I won't say halfway, but around sort of 60%. There's no difference in the readings coming off the flow switches for the RO, so I'm using it.
It's just to see what happens with them, like long term. Is it going to shorten the life of the the air pump or what, but until, you know, like you lot use it, we don't really know, do we? So
no,
it's one of them.
that's what I'm saying now, that the first person that sort of introduced it to me was Jamie. So if my pump knackers up on the RO system, I'm sending Jamie the bill.
And then that's the next bit where Jamie goes, I'm coming off at live, I'm gone, poof.
yeah.
But yeah, like I said, I don't think anyone's going to come on. So I think that'll be a wrap for another weekend. And like I said, I will be back next Saturday. I'll put a community post up if I'm not, but fingers crossed, if family life don't get in the way, I will do so. So like I say, on that note, guys, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Keep calm, keep coy, and stay safe.
See you, folks. Bye.